Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. I'm working on this Husqvarna pressure washer. It's the PW 3200. The pressure washer is powered by a CR950 Briggs-Stratton engine. It's got the side shaft pump on the side, horizontal shaft engine. The story with this is I got it in a group of 3 for $30, so I gave 10 for that. 10 for this Greenworks Pro. It's an electric pressure washer, which is in op. I just tried that. And this 1979 Tecumseh powered Craftsman. I put a blade on this and changed the oil. We had a little knockage when we first initially started this. Same thing. The knocking didn't go away. So the front wheel drive works. I degreased it once this morning. It's got to be degreased again, and I got to clean out the carb. Well, heck, let's listen to it since we're right here. So I had somebody message me about a self-propelled. I've got one listed for $150. They said that's too much. I'm going to see if they want this for $50 with no guarantees. So I don't know how long this thing will last with it sounding like that. Fresh oil and a different blade didn't cure it. Let's get back to this Husqvarna powered pressure washer. Scrapper said the owner of this was flooded out by Hurricane Ian. This was in the garage. It actually, the water level was over the top of this thing. So I went to pull it over, and it was locked, hydro-locked. I removed the plug full of water. Tank had water in it. I'll show you. You see all that sediment there? That's part of the fuel sample. The rest of it I put into another container. So I flush that out. Use this turkey baster. And got a lot of the bad gas out of the top. The rest of it I let go through the bowl. I removed the bowl, removed the float in the needle, and just let it trickle out of the bottom of the carburetor into a separate container. Let it drip. Put a little more fresh fuel in the tank. Got some more crud out through the turkey baster. $1.25 at Dollar Tree. This comes in handy. Flushed it through again with some clean gas. I'll show you the oil. You got your McDonald's milkshake. You kids and cadets that have worked on cars like I have in the past, you don't want your oil to look like this chocolate milkshake here. Means there's water mixed in with the oil. You've got a crack in the head or a blown head gasket. In this case, it was freshwater intrusion because of the hurricane flooding. Got it inside the crankcase. So I poured all that oil out. I put some used oil in. I don't want to invest in new oil until I'm sure this is going to start. Secondly, you put used oil in. It's going to track some of that water. When it does start, the oil's going to heat up and get all that rest of the water that might be in the crankcase and then you pour that out. It'll bring all that moisture out with it, with that used oil. Then you can put fresh in. So, what else? The plug's a Torch, the China brand, which I'm not fond of. So, like I said, the cylinder was full of water after I drained the crankcase. I turned it on its side and let all the water pour out of the spark plug hole. So, I got my water line hooked up. You don't want to start these dry. So let me put some fresh fuel in this. And hopefully this is going to be my money maker. So I've got 30 invested in these 3 items. The electric pressure washer is going back out to the curb. It does not work. I may get $50 for the mower. No guarantee. And then this might bring $100 if I can get it going. Okay, that fresh fuel I just put in looks a whole lot better than this. So I wonder if I'm going to get any other power equipment in the future. Stuff that's been flooded out. This pressure washer is the first flood victim I've gotten. So I got it on choke. We got fuel. I got it on run. Take the choke off. Part of the problem is I had the switch on the off position, and I decided to try the choke on off. So I'm surprised it started without choking it. Running a little rough, but I'm impressed for a machine that was covered in water, submerged. We got this thing to fire off. Like I said, surprisingly, this has got a production date of 2020, so it's a 22-year-old unit. November of 2000. So just about 22 years old. So I got to check this pump. Usually they got oil in them to lubricate them. We may have water intrusion in the pump. I don't want to keep using it. If it's got water in it, I got to check this thing out, see if it's a lubricated pump. Because then you're going to have the same soupy mixture here of water and oil, and that's no good for the pump. It'll burn itself out with all that water sloshing around in there. Okay, I can see the sticker. It's got the model number, and then it takes 75W90, which is the oil weight. So that's a thick gear oil for rear end transmissions. So that's what it takes. Sometimes they take straight 30 non-detergent motor oil. This one happens to be 7590 rear end oil. So I'll look at that next. Do a little research and figure out how to drain this thing. I may have to disconnect it from the Briggs engine to drain it. I don't mess with these side shafts too much with the side shaft pumps on them. I've messed with a few of the horizontal shaft pumps, and they usually have a drain at the bottom. I don't see a drain on this one. So a little rectification, some leg work, got rid of the bad gas, the milky oil, and then I'll have to address the pump oil next. You guys, thanks for coming out. Have a good day today.